what we're doing here today is you had asked me about paid webinars. So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Do you have people who have paid you already, or are you trying to set up the systems so people pay you and then get access to what you're delivering?
The latter one. So basically we've kind of done one-off remotes for individual clients, and definitely in-person stuff, but we haven't actually posted it anywhere and charged them for it at this point.
So you need to actually get the payment and you also need to deliver, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we have different payment systems we could use, but not integrated.
Yep. We're busy. We're doing so many different things. And so and as I was looking at all the things that I have purchased and all the tech things that I use, I was really going for simplicity. And what do you currently have? Like, what do you currently pay for? Zoom, Meet? Like,
what I have Zoom. I used to have GoToMeeting, but I've shifted everything over to Zoom. I have Intuit, so QuickBooks, so I can do payments that way.
Okay.
I use Eventbrite for Girl Scouts we're doing the Alexandria Wide encampment, so I've done that.
I love it. I love it. That's really good. Okay, I didn't mean to share that right this moment. So when I'm looking at tech stuff, and how techie are you all? Really techie? Not so techie? Love the tech?
So I have someone who's going to build my stuff, and my content is already based off of trainings that I've been paid by clients to give. I'm just generalizing the content now so I can provide it to a wider audience and I don't have to actually facilitate it, if that makes sense.
No, explain.
So think of it sort of as, I don't know how familiar you are with government, some of the training you have to do if you go in to be a government contractor. So it's usually PowerPoint based, and it's self-guided. So I am trying to take the trainings that I have, since they're fairly convertible to self-guided training, and then just set up a section where they can, somebody, particularly small businesses, can get a login and then have their people go through it and then follow up with, and like sort of like a 2-hour advisory session. And that's where I would loop in Christy. So she and I have common objectives we're trying to meet, but I think what Christy is doing is a little bit more less introverted than what I want to do.
Introverted. Wait, what does that mean? Hang on.
So I like being behind the scenes. And so, so I don't want to be seen. I barely want you to hear my voice. I literally just want to share knowledge, and then we have a one-on-one.
See, but I think it's really good to do this little like box in the corner, like Cheryl's doing now.
Yeah.
Just at the intro and at the end. So you don't have to be visible the whole time, but like you want them to know that's the woman who's like awesome and brilliant.
I'm gonna meet you one day and we're gonna have it on camera. Like, it's gonna be
oh Lord.
And Christy and I have known each other for a million years, and I love what you said about less introverted. Like, what does that mean?
but Christy is so polished and she's so comfortable with people, and I haven't gotten there, because so much of what I do is sort of being locked in a room with the door closed, and I crank out content and then I ask people to make changes. So there's not a lot of meetings for me to facilitate or anything like that. And the training I do is, it's really just trying to make people more comfortable with the process. So it's not as handhold, and there's a need for stuff that's self-guided because small businesses don't have money for the big trainings like I've gone through. So that's why I want to do it this way.
So like recorded sessions, basically we have recorded content.
Yes.
It's PowerPoint with voiceover.
And you are going to be in the little picture on the side, right? Or you're not going to do
that? We're still working on that. I've heard 2 times that she's told me that.
Third time I'll get her.
Yeah. Well, third to fifth time, we might, I might be more comfortable with it.
Okay, so that's not the important part. I promise you. Yeah. Like I was.
And then the ability to do like a live Q&A, possibly if it's a large group, or at least follow up with a live session once they get through a certain amount of the training.
Yes.
the option to do one-off courses or a subscription model. We're thinking that gets a little complicated. So,
Okay. And so who's your audience? Your audience is small business owners, or are they government?
No, they're not government people. So Joy focuses primarily on the smaller end of the government contracting market. And then I usually work with the smalls that are getting ready to be bigger. So it's kind of a continuum.
Yes. So I'm the starting point. So if you think about it as somebody who's just starting out and decided that woke up one morning, I want to go after government contracts, and they've lost their mind, but they decide they're going to do it anyway.
Right.
They need to know they need an efficient and scalable way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Once they've won a few contracts and are either positioned for going after some of the larger complex contracts, or they've established a pretty good foothold in a customer base and they want to really accelerate growth, either because they want to sell and go sit on a beach, or they want to start their next entrepreneur opportunity. That's where Christy, I think, fits in really well, because at that point you're building in significant corporate infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the person to help you set up if you've only got a 2 or 3 person office, and how can you manage it, because my team and I can then be surge support and eventually work ourselves out of a job and transition them over to Christy to kind of start building those in-house resources.
And then I work myself out of a job when they hit steady state.
So you set up the systems for them. So marketing, training, that kind of thing. That's what you're doing with them behind the scenes. Is that right?
Marketing, training, the proposal pieces, like organizational structure.
Okay. So that's great. How are you going to so this makes a difference. How are you going to reach the people who will pay you and watch your stuff? Do you already have those people?
We have pretty good customer bases and word of mouth once we launch something.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yeah. So everything for me still comes word of mouth, but I am also probably going to tie it in with some rebranding that I'm doing for my 8th anniversary in August.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yeah. And then put it out on LinkedIn so that so I can start using LinkedIn beyond saying thank you for birthday wishes, because that's all I use it for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can probably promote it in a couple industry organizations too, like the Women in Technology or AFCIA and that kind of stuff. All
right. So if this is, at least for this is like a beta round, I would think, kind of like it's a new kind of thing. You could do one of two things. Hang on, let me see. So I'm going to stop my share because I'm going to share something else. I'm going to just start sharing links with you of some of the things that I've done that kind of go from super, super simple to what could be a little more intense. Is you could go with straight Zoom. Okay. So you could go to the registration page of Zoom, and you already pay for it. And it does, the only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't take payment. So unless you are, so in which case you'd have to tie that in somewhere. So I'm going to pause on that. I have that written down, but Zoom's registration only works if they've already paid you in some other way. And they might have, right? If you are word of mouth, then maybe they've already done that. I use a tool called, I'm sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So I also have access still to GoToMeeting because I didn't cancel my subscription last year. Would it be similar, or would you recommend Zoom over GoToMeeting for something like this?
So if you use Zoom, so the Zoom package you probably have is Zoom Meeting, right? Am I right?
I do.
Yeah. So it's not Zoom Webinar. So the difference with that is $40 a month. So if you decided to do Zoom Meeting, it means that you as the speaker would have an audience, kind of like the two of you are my audience. We are in Zoom Meeting, but if you wanted to have a webinar like GoToMeeting, then you'd have to pay $40 extra a month. And then it's you with Joy, because both of you would be co-leaders, and you would not be able to, nobody else would know who else was in the meeting. So you could have a webinar that they've signed up for, they've paid for, and they won't know if anyone else is there. Nobody could be there. Like it could just be the two of you giving the webinar, but it could be like one person, two people, 100 people. They'll have no idea. So some people like that. Some people have no problem. I don't mind Zoom meeting because I'll just tell people to turn off their cameras and turn off their audio. And then you kind of a little more functionality with Zoom meeting. And people are familiar with Zoom meeting. I mean, there's something to be said for that. I don't love GoToMeeting. It feels very corporate-y, like it really, which is good and bad, I guess. If you like corporate-y, then keep it or go back to it. I don't particularly love it. For payment, here's what I would suggest. So I use something called Book Like a Boss, the alternatives to Book Like a Boss. And I'll show you what it looks like inside. Can you see my screen? You can see. Okay.
Yes.
Would be like Calendly or Acuity. Both of those, all three of those kind of do the same thing. So
Yeah, I have Calendly.
You have Calendly. So you could do the same thing. Can you take payment on Calendly?
I don't know, but I'll double check. But Book Like a Boss is really cool, except it required payment. So it'd be an easy switch.
Say that again. Say that last thing, Christy.
It would be an easy switch.
Oh, yeah. So for example, I can show you, the reason I like it is it's a company that's listening to its people. They have issues just like everybody else, but it is a young company. I'm trying to pull up one of my things. Hold on just a second. Sorry. So I have, I don't have any of this going to a live webinar right now, but let's pretend that we are, and I just want to show you what it would look like. Let's just go here. So this is one of the things that I've set up, and you can make it prettier than the way it looks right now, but this could be a link that, and the reason I like it is it's payment. Like payment is first. You give it to somebody, and you can change it so it doesn't look like a calendar. Like you can change that, but it could be like, hey, join Joy and Christy. We're going to be talking about XYZ. Sign up, blah, 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 blah. And then, maybe you have it coming out on May 26th and there are 2 times and they can choose. Okay, let's just say that. So what would happen is you'd click that. And then if this were set up to payment, they would not be able to do anything other than pay. Like they put their name, their address, they pay. And then in the link that they get next, like in the confirmation, you can have it set up so they get the Zoom link or the Zoom register link or wherever it is. So that way that takes care of payment. And I really like that. I've used a couple of other systems and I like this. It's not the prettiest, and that's my fault. Like if you are more graphically inclined, you can make this look a lot better. But for me, I don't really care. So, so that's what I would do. So Book Like a Boss, Calendly probably takes payment, and Acuity definitely does. Price-wise, this I think was better for me. So that's why I went with it. If you want it to be more styled, here is something that okay. Oh, hang on. Let me go back to this. So then what you would do here is, let's say it is on May 26th and you are running it at 9 a.m. and on 9 a.m. on May 26th, you show up on Zoom and they're going to show up, you record the whole thing, and then you give them the recording. Now in the future, let's say after May 26th, are you going to have that recording be
the replays? Yeah, we want the replays to be a subscription too. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So then what happens there is you have to take it from Zoom. You got to download it from Zoom.
Yep.
And you have to do one of 2 things. You can edit it. Okay. So this is a video that I'm editing right now. And Christy, you and I, we've talked about this. You can
love editing.
Edit. Oh, you do? Awesome. So you can edit it, but then you have to host it somewhere. So then you have to put it either on unlisted YouTube, which I don't really recommend because people can find it, or you pay a service like Vimeo or Wistia.
Okay.
And then the reason you do that is because you can't put it on your website. Like you can't like upload it natively. It's too much. So you have to have some place to host it. Now this is the next frontier. I think this is where prices are going to go down, I think, in the future. So things might change in this realm. Right now I pay Vimeo $60 a year, which is a steal, by the way.
Yeah.
A steal. But if I produce more video, and who knows, you guys might produce a lot of video, it jumps up dramatically from $60 a year to like, $300-400 a year, which again is not a lot, but it does add up, just like Netflix.
Yeah.
It just adds up. So you do have to host it somewhere. You could do unlisted YouTube. I don't recommend that. Or you could look
Okay.
at Vimeo, and then if I find anything new, which I'm always testing, I'll let you know. You could do Amazon AWS. It's a little harder. It's a little less user friendly. Vimeo is really user friendly.
Okay.
The other option, if you want it to be more styled, which eventually it sounds like you will do, because you've got it going into a membership site, which is what I used to have a membership site. Then you may want to have a landing page. So what a landing page is, it's a page on your website that doesn't do anything other than buy your product or sign up for your webinar. So this is a new program that I launched last month. And the only buttons that so this is a page it's at CherylTanmedia.com. And then this is a page on my website. And I use Thrive Architect to make my landing pages, but the only buttons that you can press are the ones that take you to a page that they can buy. So this is then, if I press this button, it goes to another product that I pay for. It's called Thrive Cart. And this is how people pay me.
Okay.
So you can do the same thing for your webinars or for your future whatever future membership program or courses or whatever. But Thrive Cart then ties into this, and then Stripe is what I use to take money from them and give it to me. And so from here, you could do the same thing that I mentioned in the first kind of more simple option, is people pay you, and then in a follow-up email, they could get your Zoom link. They could get the link to your, I forgot a step. Do you have a CRM, an email service provider?
I have MailChimp still.
Okay, no, that's perfect. So what this would, I use ActiveCampaign. MailChimp is fine. I use MailChimp for my, one of Jason's high school volunteers. So what this would do is somebody would buy, and this, by the way, Thrive Cart, I love. My God, I love Thrive Cart so much. If you guys are going to buy any of these services, let me know, because I have affiliate links for all of them.
Okay.
But this one I love. Thrive Cart I love. This is a lot of money. This one, you press the button, and I have it tied into ActiveCampaign. It could tie into MailChimp as well. So it automatically, when somebody buys, they'll get an email saying, "Oh, welcome to the program," or "Here's your link to our Zoom on May 26th.
Okay.
We'll see you then."
So you just set it up as the journey based on what they do.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And let's see. And then again, once the live thing happens, then you download the videos, you edit it or not edit it, and then you put it on Vimeo or wherever they're going to access it next. So are you going to have a website, you think? For your membership? Just
probably, I have one for training that we would probably leverage, and I think Joy has one too. Okay. So it might be dual landing pages.
Oh, nice. So two landing pages will go to one product.
Yeah.
Or potentially
send back and forth.
Yeah. So I think at least the way we originally discussed it, just because we weren't sure, at least I wasn't sure of what the landscape looked like, was that I would have my training page, do my offerings, make sure that they don't conflict with what Christy's doing. And then if they were interested in what Christy's offering, have a link from my landing page to get to her training.
Like, so ready for more.
Sort of like college level classes. I'm your 100 level classes. Christy's training is your 300 level.
Yes. So you would do that. They'd have to go through yours first, Joy, right?
Well, it depends what stage they're at.
Right. They could just see what I'm offering and then link directly to Christie's because they need something, or use mine for, say they've got a new hire. Say they hired somebody right out of college who's just getting into proposals, and they're doing like some of the junior work, but they need to kind of get smart quickly. They could use my training to do that. So
you actually want something kind of tiered, like TIER, like tiered, right? So
so the actual content is tiered. I don't think the pricing would be all that different because we're trying to break it into same size modules. So like 20, 40 minutes tops.
Yeah, I think that the thing is, like, because we both have our own companies, we're trying to.
You're trying to partner up.
Yeah, we're trying to collaborate without doing a JV.
Yeah, it's a strategic alliance. So I'm going to offer one thing, and then she's my preferred person for everything for the other stuff, because
they're complementary products that are going to be similarly packaged and marketed. But yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I can see that. You know what I would do for
shared landing page?
I would do one landing page. I would definitely do that. And here's the thing. I mean, you could have, so here, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to show you my Thrive cart real quick. And there's a bunch of other, there are all kinds of tools I feel like I've tried all of them. So I'm just kind of giving you my experience. Is this helpful, by the way? Is this what you?
Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to figure out how to send you flowers. I think the joint landing page would work. And then I think if we set things up similarly, Christy, so that if they start with mine, the clicking on a link to get to your training, maybe it's a little bit more advanced, but it's not so different that they have to figure it out all over again.
Similar look and feel. So we have separate Thrive carts, but they're structured the same way.
Right. We could just make it so it kind of flows gently.
So here's this. So like, let's say you're seeing my landing page, right? You're seeing
it.
Okay. So you start off with, are you a small business owner that wants to break into the world of government contracting? We're here for you. Okay. And then this piece could be level 1. Are you a newbie who doesn't even know what the acronyms mean? Blah, blah, blah. You know, this is where Joy's program would be here. Or are you at level 2, where you have a couple of employees, you have had a couple of contracts under your belt, and you're trying to figure out how to not go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Then level 3, we have the people who are ready to soar. So like you said, the 101, 201, this is your 301 level. Mm-hmm. And then you come down here and you're like, choose your option. Choose your option. A 101, 201, 301. We're here to support you every step of the way. And then both of your pictures are here, talking about your expertise and who you are and what you offer. And then that way people will buy what they want, and you guys get paid through whatever they choose.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's brilliant. Mm-hmm.
I like your marketing speak. It was lovely. I wrote it down.
Yeah. It's going to be recorded. I don't know where it's going to go, but you can have this. I'll give it to you. I'll put it on Vimeo, and then you can see what that's like, and you can have it. What questions can I answer? I just thought this was a lot easier than me putting it in an email.
Oh yeah, totally.
Stuff and all that. So,
Joy, I'll let you go first.
I don't really have any questions, because now I feel like I've got assignments of things that I actually need to do.
Yeah.
Because I need to figure out how I want to I got to revamp my content. Right now it's all in PowerPoint, because that's kind of how I get it delivered. So I need to think through how I want to do this.
Yeah.
Well, and I think PowerPoint still works. Like, I use it as the basis for mine.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just record myself presenting it on Zoom to no one.
Yeah. And then do you record it?
That's the plan.
Yeah.
I've got to chunk mine out. So I need to chunk it out so it's in a digestible, because most of my trainings are a half day to a full day, which is brutal. So there's no way that's going to go out on the web that way.
Yeah.
But that's when we customize it for in-house. Because that was our biggest dollar. So we basically said, here's the content, let's tailor it for your organization, and we'll upcharge you. So now it's like kind of taking it back down to the general level and really figuring out, okay, how can I piece that out so it kind of builds on itself, which is pretty easy. Just takes a little time. And then figuring out the pricing structures. So.
Oh, I love it. I think it's going to be fantastic.
If I were going to actually do the recordings over giving my presentations, what equipment would I need? And then Do I need to lock myself in a closet to do it so the sound is right? Because I would probably prefer to just shell out extra cash and get somebody to do it for me. And I have a friend who does voiceover work. So I was planning to just make her do it for me.
Oh,
Oh no. I mean, does she know your stuff?
Yeah, we work together.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's clearly that is up to you. I like to hear the people whose material it is, but it sounds like maybe the both of you are familiar with it and both of you are experts in that. You don't need to lock yourself in a closet. Your audio sounds fine right now.
Okay.
When I do my podcast, I do it in my closet. But when I do training videos, I do it right here. I have
your
a
plant
microphone.
is missing.
I know my plant is Yeah, I got a bunch of things missing. I keep moving things around. I have a microphone. So oh yeah, I have a microphone. I have a webcam that I use.
I upgraded my iPhone.
Oh, good.
Mainly for the video.
Yeah.
There's like a O-ring light that's really awesome if you're having issues getting your lighting right, but you don't want to have your face on very much. So
yeah. I mean, I'm sitting in front of a window right now. I have all the lights, but I'm not using them currently because it's 11:30 and the light is perfect in the morning for us. In the afternoon, I have to do a little maneuvering. And so really the audio is the most important. I would really say that if you are so inclined, because you know your stuff to do it, just record your videos in a quiet place. And if you want to invest in a microphone because you'll be doing a lot of it, then I would do it before you start. This is an ATR 2100 and it's under $100.
Cheryl, I'm probably going to need media coaching. And I told Christy this. That was the other reason why I wanted to meet you, because I know that there are things that I could definitely benefit from learning. I just didn't know someone like you existed, so I could get that information.
Anything I can do to help, please. And I'm that person. My family hates it, but have you done this? Have you done that? I'm that person. And Christy, have you done that? Christy, where are your videos? Where are they? And so
they're still on paper.
Yeah.
Except for the Girl Scout ones. And we did like 6 takes of those till I was happy.
Oh, great. So, this is a process. When I started in television, I had no business doing it. And it was a long time ago. So I had a long time to create that level of being comfortable. And I'm helping Christy do the same thing. I think you're more comfortable now than you were when we first started.
Tons more. I was I was a lot more like, I had a picture.
Always been awesome. No, but
I hated I still don't like seeing myself on camera, but I can tolerate it now. And that is a major step forward.
Yeah. And so I know you love what you do. I know both of you do. And so all I know is I love this part of it. This part of interviewing and talking to people and sort of getting at why they do what they do is extremely rewarding. So yeah. And so this tech piece, some people get like all freaked out about the tech piece. Sounds like that's not a problem. So then once, if that's not the problem, if the landing pages aren't the issue, if the copy is not the issue, and that the issue is getting you more comfortable all day long, I'll help you in any way. But the first thing is to start feeling like it is where you belong, which is where you belong. Used to be out there. I know your people can't wait to see you. All right. So what are you guys going to do next? This is a lot of information. I know. What will you do next? So both of you guys have your own programs, and it sounds like you have to sort of integrate it onto one page so people know when you say we've got a webinar on May 26th. How are they going to sign up for it? What are you going to do next?
So I think the first thing is for us to kind of set our timeline out to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheryl's like, yeah, I know you, Christy. You need to be held accountable on video anyway. So I think that's a big thing. I'm going to take a look at Book Like a Boss versus Calendly this week, probably Wednesday, since I have the plumber coming and no one else will be here, and figure out which way I prefer.
Yeah.
And I can share that with Joy to see if she concurs or not. And then start figuring out my chunking of videos and look at, I also need to make a decision between ActiveCampaign and MailChimp on my end.
Let's keep it. Remember what I'm gonna back here. I'm
Keep
gonna
it
go
simple.
back here. Yeah, I mean, look, we can do all of the things. We just can't do them all at once. And look, I like all the things. I like having it all, but let's keep it simple. Even if it is just a Calendly link and they pay you by check. Okay.
Get the money coming in.
Right. So if these are people, let's keep it like, even if there's no Calendly and you do free Zoom with a registration page, which is free, all of it's free, and they write you a check or they Venmo you, like, let's keep it super simple because this decision is only the first one. You guys are going to have to do your presentation together. So let's make it so that the easy decisions are easy. And then the harder decisions where you figure out what you're going to teach and how you're going to interact with your people who come on, on your screen for the webinar or whatever, if you decide even a webinar or a meeting. So let's keep it simple. If it is even pay me by PayPal, let's go with that. Okay. So I'm going to I'll let you spin a little bit while you decide book like a boss, or I'll let you spin for like a couple days, not more than that. But if it's a hard decision, then you're going free Zoom and they pay you with Venmo.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. I just found out Venmo does all that. So I got kids and I know you all know how to use Venmo too.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And they do.
So,
your people know that too.
So right. Joy, I've talked too much. What's your next thing?
Yep.
So actually, I'm actually going to sign up for Book Like a Boss. Okay. Because there were two other aspects of the business that I think based on what you all told me, I can actually launch sooner rather than later. Yeah. So one of those is a paid like hour of consulting where someone can come to me with a solicitation and just say, I need somebody to walk through this with me. And then they go off and write it and I don't have to do it, but all I do is answer questions. Yeah. I can probably get that up on my website in the next 30 days. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to turn some of my content into paid guides so that I can set up the Thrive cart so we can test that out because I don't have any of that.
That's awesome.
And then they can buy the set of, people can buy the set of guides for like $15. I don't care. The information is what I want to get out. I'm not looking for this to fund my retirement. The extra money would be nice. And then look at how I've got everything organized so that we can convert it from the PowerPoint to an actual training session. What other sessions I want to offer to start dovetailing and transitioning up to that 300 level, Christy, so that people come to your sessions ready to go, but also thinking about what we want to do from a webinar perspective.
I love it.
Because there's stuff that I've been sitting on that I didn't think was possible, that I'm looking at what the costs would be, and it's absolutely doable for me. I just didn't know where to start. So my web guy who keeps pushing me to do more marketing will be very pleased when he gets his email from me in about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, Book Like a Boss has padding so you can prep. Nice.
Oh, it's so
what does that mean?
I really like this. It means that if you have here, let me go here. If you the padding you can set at like 15 minutes, an hour. If somebody books some time on your calendar, you can have it padded. So if somebody takes this 11:30 and you have a padding set for an hour, then the next one, if this was taken, the next one would be 1:30.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Calendly doesn't seem to do that. That alone is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you guys have any questions in the meantime, please let me know. I might put this in the in our Facebook group, Christy, because I know a lot of people are doing this. They're realizing their knowledge is valuable.
Yeah. Anything. I mean, it's one of those like being able to commoditize something that we're doing so it earns money while we're doing other things that earn money is great. So this is really helpful. Thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.